Hi, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Math. In today's 7th grade math test prep lesson, we will be reviewing the STAAR Math 2013 test, questions number 6 to 16. Let's get started. Our first problem says, the table below shows the number of minutes Melissa ran each day during 3 weeks when she was training for a race. Which statement is best supported by the data in the table? F, the total number of minutes Melissa ran in week 3 is twice the total number of minutes she ran in week 1. G, the total number of minutes Melissa ran each day decreased from week 1 to week 2. H, the total number of minutes Melissa ran in week 3 is more than the total number of minutes she ran in weeks 1 and 2 combined. J, the total number of minutes Melissa ran each week increased by about 5 minutes per week. So we have Melissa's training plan. It shows week 1, week 2, and week 3, and also the minutes that she ran Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and also Saturday. What are we looking for? We are looking for the statement that is best supported by the data in the table where it shows Melissa's training. What information can help find the answer? One thing that could help find the answer is getting the total number of minutes for all of the weeks. And in looking and totaling up the numbers, for week 1, she trained 69 minutes. Week 2, she trained 99 minutes. And week 3, Melissa trained 138 minutes. What information can help us find help us solve the problem? We need to look at the answer choices and also analyze the statements to see which one can best support the information in the table. Let's look again. So F, it says the total number of minutes Melissa ran in week 1 is twice the total number of minutes she ran. Let me start over. F, the total number of minutes Melissa ran in week 3 is twice the number of minutes she ran in week 1. So let's look at that to see if that's correct. G, the total number of minutes Melissa ran each day decreased from week 1 to week 2. In looking at the minutes and the weeks, is that correct? H, the total number of minutes Melissa ran in week 3 is more than the total number of minutes she ran in weeks 1 and 2 combined. And for J, the total number of minutes Melissa ran each week increased by about 5 minutes per week. So with the information that we have for the total number of minutes for each week and reviewing the answer choices, which answer do you say is correct? I'll give you a minute. If you said F, you are correct. The total number of minutes Melissa ran in week 3 is twice the total number of minutes she ran in week 1. And support this, let's take a look. In week 1, she ran 69 minutes. And twice, we multiply that by 2, is equal to 138 minutes. And if you look at week 3, that is correct. So again, F is our correct answer. Let's move to question number 7. Which arithmetic sequence is represented by the expression 3n plus 1, where n represents the position of a term in the sequence? A, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. B, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. D, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. What are we looking for? We are looking for the arithmetic sequence that is represented by the expression 3n plus 1, where n represents the position of a term in the sequence. So what information do we need in order to solve this problem? Well, number one, we need to have our expression, which is 3n plus 1, and also that n represents the position of a term in the sequence. So n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. How to solve the problem? Well, in order to solve this problem, what we would need to do is substitute in the value of each position of the term for n. So n is equal to 1. We substituted in the value of 1. 3 times 1 plus 1 is equal to 4. For n is equal to 2, it's 3 times 2 plus 1. That is equal to 7. N is equal to 3. 3 times 3 plus 1. That is equal to 10. And also for n is equal to 4, 3 times 4 plus 1, and that is equal to 13. So based on the answers that we got, once we calculated our answer, what is the correct answer for this problem? If you said D, you are correct. And looking at the arithmetic sequence for D, we have 4, 7, 10, 13, and if we continued on, it would be 16 as well. So again, D is our correct answer. Let's move on to question number 8. The list below shows the number of minutes Addison spent reading on each of 6 days. Which two measures of these data best describe the typical number of minutes Addison spent reading each day? And the numbers are 90, 60, 89, 94, 60, and 93. Our answer choices are F, mean and mode, G, mean and median, H, mode and range, J, median and range. What are we looking for? We are looking for the two measures of data that best describe the typical number of minutes Addison spent reading each day. What information can help us find the answer? Well, understanding the definition of each of the measures would help us. So for mean, we know that that means the average of a set of numbers. Mode, the number that is repeated more often than any other. Median, the middle value of a set of numbers. Range, a list of numbers is just the difference between the largest and smallest values. How to solve the problem? We need to find the two measures that best describe the average number of minutes Addison spent reading each day. So in looking at all of our measures for data, which ones pop out and have something to do with the average? If you said mean and median, you are correct. Mean, the average set of numbers, and also median, the middle value of a set of numbers. So our correct answer is G, mean and median. Let's move to question number 9. Of the 250 sheep in a flock, 34% are white. What is the total number of white sheep in the flock? A, 85, B, 216, C, 165, D, not here. What are we looking for? We are looking for the total number of white sheep in the flock. What information can help us find the answer? Well, that the total number of sheep is 250, and also that there are 34% of the sheep in the flock that are white. How to solve the problem? We have 250 sheep in the flock, and we know that 34% of the sheep are white. So we will need to multiply 250 by the percentage of white sheep. Now, before we multiply the percentage, we need to make sure we convert that percent into a decimal, because if you multiply 250 times 34, you wouldn't get the correct answer. So again, remember, whenever you are multiplying and you need to multiply the percentage, convert that number into a decimal. So 250 times 0.34 is equal to 85. So our correct answer is A, 85. Let's move to question number 10. The diagram below models the length from the center of a wind turbine to the tip of one of its blades. Which of these is closest to the total area covered by the blade when the turbine makes one revolution? F, 3,215 square meters, G, 100 square meters, H, 1,024 square meters, J, 201 square meters. What are we looking for? We are looking for the answer that is closest to the total area covered by the blade when the turbine makes one revolution. What information do we need in order to find the answer? We need to know the total area covered by the blade when the turbine makes one revolution. Also, the length of the blade we know is 32 meters. And for the area of a circle, the formula is A is equal to pi r squared. Okay, the area of a circle for one revolution is A is equal to pi r squared. How to solve the problem? What we need to do is substitute in the values for pi, which is 3.14, and multiply that by 32 meters squared. So 32 squared is 1,024 multiplied by 3.14, and A, our area, is equal to 3,215.36 meters squared. So in looking at our answer choices, which answer choice is correct? It is F. And if you said F, you are correct. This is the closest to the total. This answer is the closest to the total area covered by the blade when the turbine makes one revolution. Let's move to question number 11. Isaac surveyed his classmates to find out what types of pets they had. The pet survey results are listed below. A total of 25 students had dogs. A total of 28 students had cats. A total of 30 students had fish. There were 9 students who had only dogs and cats. There were 13 students who had only cats and fish. There were 7 students who had only dogs and fish. There were 4 students who had dogs, cats, and fish. Wow, they have a lot of pets. Which Venn diagram best represents the pet survey results? Okay, what are we looking for? We are looking for the Venn diagram that best represents the pet survey results. So let's take a closer look at our Venn diagrams, our answer choices, to see. Let's take a look at A, B, C, and also D. Okay, what information can help us find the answer? So remember, looking at the information concerning the dogs, cats, and fish, and also the numbers in the Venn diagram, that is what's going to help us find the answer. And how to solve the problem? Just comparing the data that we have and the Venn diagram. So let's look at it again. There were a total of 25 students that had dogs. So looking at the Venn diagram, do you see a calculation of students who had dogs? Also, there were a total of 28 students that had cats. There were a total of 30 students who had fish. There were 9 students who had only dogs and cats. There were 13 students who had only cats and fish. There were 7 students who had only dogs and fish. And lastly, there were 4 students who had dogs, cats, and fish. What is our correct answer? If you said C, you are correct. And looking at the Venn diagram, we can see that for all of the data that we have, this Venn diagram represents the information. Let's move to question number 12. Triangle EFG is shown on the grid below. If triangle EFG is reflected across the y-axis to form triangle E'F', which ordered pair represents the coordinates of F'? F, 3, -1, G, 3, 1, H, -3, -1, J, 1, -3. What are we looking for? We are looking for the ordered pair that represents the coordinates of F' when it's reflected across the y-axis. What information can help us find the answer? Well, number one, we need to know the coordinates of F, which is -3, 1, and also to understand how to find the reflection of that point when a triangle is across the y-axis. So when we start off with our original ordered pair, which is -3, 1, in order to find the ordered pair when it's reflected, that there's a negative in front of the x, y. So only the value of the x will change for the coordinates. So the 1 will remain the same, but the x will be what is changed. How to solve the problem? In order to solve the problem, we need to find out the answer once we put a negative in front of our x coordinate, which is -3. So a -3 is equal to a +3. So our coordinates of F' are 3, 1. In looking at our answer choices, which one shows the ordered pair 3, 1? If you said G, you are correct. G is our correct answer. Let's move to question number 13. A recipe for a dessert requires 3 cups of strawberries for every 1½ cups of yogurt used. At this rate, how much yogurt should be used if 2 cups of strawberries are used? A, 1 cup, B, 9 cups, C, 3/4 cup, D, 1/2 cup. What are we looking for? We are looking for how much yogurt should be used if 2 cups of strawberries are used. What information can help us find the answer? That we have 3 cups of strawberries for every 1/2 cups of yogurt used. This is the information that will help us find our answer. So what we would need to do is set up a ratio. Okay, so we said for 3 cups of strawberries that we use 1.5 cups of yogurt, and we are looking for how many cups of yogurt are used for 2 cups of strawberries. Okay, once we cross multiply, we'll have 3 cups times x cups, and then is equal to 2 cups times 1.5 cups. We're cross multiplying in order to find out the value of our x, which is the cups, how many cups of yogurt we need to use. Once we do that and we divide 3 on both sides, our x is equal to 1. So in looking at our answer choices, which answer best represents that we would need to use 1 cup of yogurt when we use 2 cups of strawberries? If you said A, you are correct. Let's move to question number 14. Grayson has a green number cube and a white number cube. The faces of the cubes are numbered 1 through 6. Grayson will roll each cube 1 time. What is the probability that the green cube will land with an even number face up and the white cube will land with a number greater than 2 face up? F 1/9, G 1/36, H 1/3, J 1/6. What are we looking for? We are looking for the probability that the green cube will land with an even number face up and that the white cube will land with a number greater than 2 face up. What information can help us find the answer? That Grayson has a green cube and also a green number cube and also a white number cube, and also that the faces of the cubes are numbered 1 through 6. Lastly, that Grayson will roll each cube 1 time. What information can help us solve the problem? How do we solve the problem? First, we have to find the probability of the green cube landing on an even number. So we know that the face of the green cube is 1 through 6 and that there are 3 even numbers between the numbers of 1 through 6, 2, 4, and 6. Okay, that's 3. And the total number of faces of the cube is 6. So that is how, for the probability of a green cube landing on an even number, we have our fraction 3/6. Okay. For the probability of the white cube landing on a face greater than 2, that is 4/6. How? Because again, our total number of faces for the white cube is 6. That is our denominator, and all of the numbers that are greater than 2, we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's 4 numbers, and that is how we came up with our fraction of 4/6 for the probability of a white cube landing on a face greater than 2. In order to find the probability, we need to multiply the probability of a green cube and the probability of the white cube. 3/6 times 4/6 is equal to 12/36. Well, we need to continue because we want to find the simplified fraction. So to find the greatest common factor for 12 and 36, we find the highest number that can go into each number evenly, and that is 12. So we are going to divide for the numerator. 12 divided by 12 is equal to 1, and 36 divided by 12 is equal to 3. So our answer is 1/3. And looking at the answer choices, which answer has 1/3? If you said H, you are correct. Let's move to question number 15. Ashton needs a total number of $1.50 in quarters for a coin-operated car wash. He already has 75 cents. Which equation can be used to find Q, the number of additional quarters Ashton needs in order to have enough money for the car wash? A, 1.5 is equal to 0.75 Q plus 0.25. B, 0.75 is equal to 1.5 Q plus 0.25. C, 0.75 is equal to 0.25 Q plus 1.5. And D, 1.5 is equal to 0.25 Q plus 0.75. What are we looking for? We are looking for the equation that can be used to find Q, the number of additional quarters Ashton needs in order to have enough money for the car wash. What information can help us find the answer? Again, that Ashton needs a total of $1.50 in quarters for the coin-operated car wash. He already has 75 cents. And also that Q is the number of additional quarters that Ashton needs. How to solve the problem? Okay, so we are going to take the total amount that Ashton needs and we're going to equal it to how much he needs plus how much he already has. Okay, so he needs $1.50 for the car wash. He needs a certain number of quarters, and because we know that quarters are 25 cents, it's 0.25 Q because Q represents the additional number of quarters he needs, and he already has 75 cents. So this is the equation that could help us find out how many additional quarters Ashton needs. And looking at our answer choices, do you see which answer matches the equation we have come up with? If you said D, you are correct. Let's move to question number 16. Mr. Stein is purchasing 2.25 pounds of meat that costs $2.80 per pound. How much change should Mr. Stein receive if he gives the cashier $20? F, $6.30. G, $13.70. H, $14.95. J, $2.52. What are we looking for? We are looking for the change Mr. Stein should receive if he gives the cashier $20. What information can help us find the answer? Number one, that Mr. Stein is purchasing Mr. Stein is purchasing 2.25 pounds of meat that cost $2.80 per pound, and also he gives the cashier $20. How do we solve the problem? Well, this is a two-step word problem, okay? So first what we need to do is find the total cost for the meat. In order to do that, we must multiply 2.25 pounds of meat times $2.80 per pound. The total cost is $6.30. Our step 2 is subtracting the total cost from the $20 to find his change due. Okay, so change due is equal to $20 minus the total cost, and we know that the total cost is $6.30. So once we subtract that, we know that Mr. Stein should receive $13.70 from the cashier. Looking at our answer choices, which one reflects the total amount, the change due that we calculated? If you said G, you are correct. This has been Shay Jackson with Hype Math. For more 7th grade math test prep videos, go to www.hypemath.com. Talk to you later.